One of the things I've been trying to do this year with my students is to use some of the Google tools that are both free and easy to use. So I thought I'd talk about a couple of those things now. What we're looking at right now is the typical Google page that most people see when they hit google.com. And so when we tell students to do research, a lot of times it's go to Google, they'll enter their search word into the main window, and then they'll click on the first link that they find, and that's the extent of their research. Well, there's a lot of Google tools that people don't know about, and so I thought I'd talk about those right now. Well, when I log into my Google account, I have a lot more features that people wouldn't see unless you have a Google account, which is free, I did mention. For instance, I have a thing called Docs and Spreadsheets. So if I click on this Docs and Spreadsheets, what you'll see is a list of all the current documents that I have that are just saved on the internet rather than saving it on a local computer. So if you've ever run into the problem where you've saved something but it's on a different computer and you don't have access to that computer, well, this solves that because my work is saved on Google's servers. And this first thing that I'm showing here is a piece of collaborative writing that I'm doing with some people that I work with. We're doing a presentation at the NCTE next fall, November '07 in New York City. And these people are in Michigan. They're from Michigan State. And then another collaborator is from New York City. So we all can just post this stuff to the same um, document, and then we can edit it when time permits. An interesting feature in Google Docs is that you can check your revision history. So I can see who did what when. I made the latest change 60 minutes ago. Dawn, someone from Michigan State, made a change 3 hours ago. Troy Hicks made a change 7 hours ago. I made a change 2 days ago. And then Paul Allison in New York City made a change 3 days ago. So you can actually check the progress of your collaborative document. And then if someone makes a really bad mistake and wishes they had an earlier version, well, we can go to the earlier version and save it the way it was. I can revert to that one. So as a writer, that helps because I do make mistakes and I sometimes wish I had an earlier version of something. And so with revision history, you can actually go back to an earlier version and save that. So that's kind of handy. I can also use this collaborative software to communicate with students. For instance, I had some students evaluate the blogging that we've done this semester and compare that with more traditional writing that we've done this semester, which is where we write on paper and we hand it in and we give it to me and I grade it and I hand it back to them. And so here's an example of a student's evaluation of some of the digital writing that we have done this semester. And we could collaborate further. I could add to this document and use it as a back and forth kind of thing. Instead of emailing, it's one central document where we keep our thoughts together. Another Google application that I've introduced my students to this semester is Google Reader, which is an aggregator, they're called. It's a news aggregator. And what that means is that news outlets like the Associated Press or the Salt Lake Tribune or the BBC or the Christian Science Monitor will send me their latest posts, and then I don't have to go to them. They send their information to me. So it's analogous to when I get the newspaper delivered to my front porch, or I guess I could go down to the newsstand and buy the newspaper there, but isn't it nicer to get things delivered just to me? So the Google Reader is an aggregator that allows feeds from various sources to be sent to me, and that helps me with my research because I'm really current with the latest stories, um, because whatever the latest post is on their news feed comes to me, and I found that that's also a really powerful research tool for students. Well, I could go on. There are a lot of Google tools that I find valuable. I use alerts to help me keep up to date on things that happen at Judge Memorial. I use Blogger to host my own blog, personal blog. And our student media site has adapted a Blogger site to post their video and audio stories. I use Calendar. For instance, we've posted a shared calendar of all the writing contests we could find, and so my students have a central place where they can find all the places they can publish their work. We've talked about docs and spreadsheets. I use Gmail as my email because it's really good with spam, as in like no spam gets through. I do belong to a few groups. I use Notebook as a way to collect information from the web and snippets, things like that. I do have a personalized home page that's, pretty handy for me. I don't really use talk very much. I'm not a big chatter. And I use video to host and publish the classroom and educational videos that I do, like this one you're watching now. So, there you have it. That's a quick introduction to the Google tools that I used this year. I'm going to go into a lot more detail on those when I present at the UCET 2007 conference, March 2nd and 3rd at Murray High School. That's the Utah Council of Educational Technology. So, if you're really interested in that, you could just check out that conference, and I'll be talking more about Google tools there. Thank you.